Hi, my name is Jamel Hamka. I'm the owner of Recherche Kennels in beautiful Statesville, North Carolina. What I'd like to do in this video is kind of explain to you what Puppy Academy is all about. Puppy Academy is the first level in our extensive Puppy Training Institute program. It is a program that starts at 6 weeks of age and ends at 12 weeks of age. They will have 250 all-inclusive hours of training. And I say that very carefully because it's not just obedience, it's not just house training, it's all inclusive. It takes a team, an army of workers to get these puppies trained the way we promise and to train them consistently. And so what I'd like to do is kind of go through in detail what we train our puppies for, and also show you while I'm describing you what we do in every training level. And we're going to show you typical 12-week-old puppies. These are not the smartest, the best students we've ever had. These are typical 12-week-old puppies doing each of the commands as I speak about them. The first area, and probably the area that most people are concerned with, is with house training. House training takes up about 2/3 of our training time. About 2/3 of those 250 hours of training is just in house training. It's not necessarily mentally difficult to do house training, but it takes an enormous amount of time, patience, and attention. We have a full staff of people that all they do is house train the pups. And part of the house training is, yes, it's going to be potty training. It's going to be a big part of that, but that's not the only thing. In potty training, we're working on our puppies to not use the restroom inside and to eventually to signal to go outside. When I say signal, I mean that they give us some sort of signal that they need to go outside. Either they sit, they go to the door, they scratch at the door, they bark sometimes, they communicate to us they need to go outside. A puppy at 12 weeks of age are not signaling. It's very rare for them to signal to go outside. But a puppy at 12 weeks, our goal is to get them to hold the restroom for 1 hour during the day. And that means every hour you take your puppy home during the day while they're awake, you're going to need to let them outside to go to the bathroom. They cannot be trusted. You cannot leave them to wander around the house. They have to be in a small area, confined, and every hour you let them outside. If they do start using the restroom, you have to be there to catch them in the act, to correct them, to do You don't rub their nose at it, you don't do anything, you just let them know it's wrong by verbal correction and take them outside and praise them when they go outside. Also part of house training is going to be crate training. Crate training is for them to eat in their crate, is to be in their crate without screaming. They love to scream, without potting in their crate, and to sleep in their crate. Now, a puppy at 12 weeks cannot sleep a full 8 hours in their crate. An average 12-week-old puppy can hold the restroom around 3 to 5 hours. Our average is 4 hours at night in a crate. And so that does mean if you get your puppy at 12 weeks of age, you will have to set an alarm and let them out of their crate to potty outside and put them back in their crate. Also part of house training though, and equally as important, is we train them not to jump up on us. They love to jump up on us, and so we train them with the word off, and so we train them not to jump up on us. It's called jump training. And at 12 weeks of age, we want them to respond to the word off. They will still jump, and they still need a lot more jump training. We also train them bite training. Puppies love to nibble, and they don't understand that we are not another puppy, another animal, and so we have to train them. When they start nibbling on our hands, we correct them, and so we want them to respond to the word no. We also want them to respond to chew training. We put on the floor toys so they can chew on, but we also have temptations. We have a rug, we have shoes, we have newspapers, and we train them. We call them temptations. And so if they chew something they shouldn't chew, we give them a or a no, and we want them to respond. They're still going to be chewing those things, but we want them to respond to the word no, and they get better and better. And the last part of house training is stair training. Puppies are typically really bad at going up and down stairs, so we get them to go up and down stairs from a very young age. And at 12 weeks of age, they typically can go slowly up and down the stairs. They're not mastered it, but they can go up and down stairs. The second area of training is obedience training. And we're going to show you that right now because we have professional certified dog trainers. That's the area that makes us very unique. All of our obedience trainers are certified dog trainers. They've been training dogs for years. They're certified. They know what they're doing. They are not just people we hired and said this is how to train dogs. They know what they're doing and they're very good. Again, they start obedience training at 6 weeks of age. At the beginning, it's just luring them. And then right around 10 weeks of age on average, they start, we call it the light bulb moment. They just understand that they need to do something to get something. And so they grow dramatically, typically between the 10 and 12 week of age. And so they know commands like sit. We tell them sit. We have to use a hand signal and the word sit. We do this for sit. We point to the ground for down, and we have to say the word down. We use a stop sign for stay. And then for come, we have a high peppy voice, and we typically clap our legs or clap our hands, and that lets them know to come. At 12 weeks of age, we have to use both verbal and hand signals. We can't just use hands, and we can't just use words typically for a typical 12-week-old puppy. Now, the most difficult commands are stay and come. And so the word stay, we say the word stay. Our goal at 12 weeks of age is for them to hold a stay from a distance of 5 feet for a duration of 5 seconds. That's not long. And that's the area where they'll improve on more and more as they get older. We also have the place command. We say the word place and they jump up on the coranda cot. And our goal is for them to stay on that cot. They technically don't have to lay down, even though typically they stay in the lay position. They just have to stay in that elevated cot until we release them. And our goal for place is 5 seconds at a distance of 5 feet. That is the area that's going to improve the most the longer you keep them in training. The third part of our Puppy Training Institute is socialization training. And that's extremely important because puppies have fear periods. They go through a fear period typically between 6 and 12 months of age, and it's a time where they're afraid of stuff. So we have to work very hard at socializing them to a variety of things and desensitizing them professionally and ethically so that we can limit or even eliminate that fear period. Now, some of the areas that we work on is grooming. Of course, we groom our dogs. We give them baths. We give them nail clippings. We clean their ears. We even clean their teeth. Even though they're going to lose all their teeth, we put a finger brush in their mouth so that at least they're used to it. At 12 weeks of age, they still are afraid of the hairdryer. That's natural for them, but at least they're tolerating it. It's something that they've been used to. They've been given baths before, and so they're used to those. We also train them with lots of loud noises. We have a 65-inch TV in our puppy training room, in our multiple puppy training rooms, and so we play these loud noises so they're not afraid of the TV. We learned that if we didn't have that TV in there, they would absolutely flip out over a TV playing, and so we played loud noises. We also have a speaker system throughout our kennel facility, and we have CDs that we have purchased that are made to desensitize puppies. We have a CD that's just about city sounds, so it's sirens and loud noises. We have a CD that's just for thunderstorms and all the noises of that. We have a CD that's calming, and we play these noises and we play them over the loudspeakers to desensitize them to loud noises, things that can cause them fear. Now, the one area that's a little bit weaker with socialization for a 12-week-old is going to be stranger and child train. A puppy at 12 weeks of age is not fully inoculated. They do not have all of their shots. As a result, they are not allowed to leave our facility for field trips outside of a veterinary visit. If you buy your puppy, they'll go to the vet and get them fully checked out. But outside of that, we do not take them on field trips. We don't even let them walk our property because you never know if a dog or a coyote or whatever out there is carrying parvo or rabies or distemper. And so we're very cautious. They are not fully inoculated until they're 16 weeks of age. And so the workers, though, we do have right now at the time around over 20 staff members that work with us. So the puppies are handled by multiple people. We have many trainers, many obedience trainers, many house trainers, many animal care technicians, many vet technicians. And so they are handled by multiple people. And so in that realm, they are socialized, but they're just not taken out of our facility until past 12 weeks of age, until they have all of their shots. The fourth and final pillar of our Puppy Training Institute is outside training. And the biggest part of that is going to be leash training. Puppies love to pull on a leash. They will tug, they will pull your arm off if you allow them to. And leash training is so important. It's not just important for walking your dog on a leash. It's important because it builds the dominance, it builds the pack structure that's absolutely necessary, not just in walking on a leash, but in your house. If your dog does not respect you walking on a leash, they will not respect you in your house or any other area. And so leash training is absolutely important, and we work on that an enormous amount. Our professional obedience trainers work on that in their training. So we train them to walk on our left side, and we train them that when we stop walking, they automatically sit. We don't tell them to sit, they automatically sit. That's important because puppies pull for two main reasons. One, they lose respect, and two, they lose focus. And so that auto sit builds focus, it builds respect. Now at 12 weeks of age, they're not perfect with their auto sit. They will forget, and so you have to continually stop walking and remind them to auto sit. If you walk a long distance, they will just keep walking, they will forget. They will lose this if you do not continue to work on it. And I'm telling you, you will want this to be something that's part of your puppy's life. Being 12 weeks of age, again, they're not fully inoculated, so you don't want to be walking around your own neighborhood because you don't know if your neighbors or whatever wild animal doesn't have parvo or distemper. So we tell people that take home a 12-week-old until they have their final rabies shot and their final puppy shot, which again is typically around 15 weeks of age. You do not walk them around the block, especially don't take them to a dog park. You do not want to do that until they're at least in canine college. But the second part of our outside training is going to be car training. If you don't take them on car rides, they will get car sick or they'll be afraid of cars. So we do take them on car rides. Again, they're not fully inoculated, so we don't take them on a lot of field trips, but we do make sure we take them on car rides, even if they're short around our property, just at least so they're used to car rides so they don't get car sick. If you do get a puppy home at 12 weeks, make sure to keep them in car rides, at least give them a car ride once a week, and so they don't get car sick when they get older. A couple other areas that maybe something you'll be interested in is spot training. We train our puppies in our rooms to potty on a pile of, we have rocks, and so we train them to spot train. That may be something you will want to utilize, and it may not be. And then the other area, as I mentioned before, is thunderstorm training. We have thunderstorm CDs. We train them not to be afraid of thunderstorms. We have so far, knock on wood, we have not yet had a puppy that's been afraid of thunderstorms because of the techniques we use between our socialization and our outside training. Now that's our Puppy Academy program. That's training from 6 weeks to 12 weeks. They're not perfectly trained. We tell people that a puppy at 12 weeks of age is about 25% of their training potential. It will get much better. The greatest growth is between 12 weeks and 16 weeks. So every puppy, every client that we talk to, we always recommend, if possible, to get your puppy in at least canine college and above. But we'll go ahead and talk about canine college in a further video. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you. God bless.